Hey everyone, Canadian MTG coming to you guys with another EDH deck. So today we have the Reaper King EDH, which is probably one of my all-time favorite EDH decks to play. I've always loved Reaper King and the other scarecrows. While they were not really playable in any other format, EDH is definitely the way to go. So Reaper King being our commander is a 6/6 for, well, technically it's either 5 or 10 mana. And other scarecrow creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever another scarecrow comes under play under your control, destroy target permanent. So he is really good. He does easily destroy your opponent's cards and such and such. So now I guess we shall go over the creatures. So we got the Avian Changeling, which is a 3-cost 2/2 changeling with flying. We got the Bloom Tender, which is a 1/1 for 2, and tap for each color among permanents you control. Add 1 mana of that color to your mana pool, which is pretty darn good. We got the Cairn Wanderer, which is a 5-cost 4/4 shapeshifter changeling, and as long as a creature card with flying is in the graveyard, Cairn Wanderer has flying, and then such as all the other abilities. Chainbreaker, which is a scarecrow, is a 3/3 for 2, and McAfee, screw off. Sorry about that, guys. And 3 and tap, remove a -1/-1 counter from target creature. He's actually pretty good. So then we got the Chameleon Colossus, which is a 4-cost 4/4 changeling, protection from black with +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is its power. I really like that card, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. We got the Changeling Berserker, which is a 4-cost 5/3 changeling, and with haste and champion a creature. Changeling Hero, which is a with, once again, changeling, champion, lifelink, but it's 5 for a 4/4. And Changeling Titan, which is a 5 for a 7/7 changeling champion. And it's the changelings in this deck because they can copy themselves as a scarecrow. Composite Golem, which is a 6 for a 4/4 artifact, and adds all colors to your mana pool when he's sacrificed. The Firebelly Changeling, which is a 2 for a 1/1 changeling with +1/+0, so fire breathing. The Ghostly Changeling, 3 for a 2/2 and +1/+1. Grim Poppet, which is a 7 4/4 artifact scarecrow with comes with 3 -1/1 counters, and remove a 1/1 count or -1/1 counter from Grim Poppet. Put a -1/-1 counter on another target creature. So he may not be the best card when it comes into play, but you can constantly, as soon as he's played, you can move all the -1/-1 counters to another creature, which is beneficial. Heap Doll is another scarecrow. It's 1 for a 1/1, and sacrifice it. Remove target card engraver from the game. So not the best, but not the worst. Hoof Skulkin, which is another scarecrow. This one actually looks kind of creepy. It's a 2/2 for 3, and tap 3. Targeting creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Jawbone Skulkin, which is the exact same one except gains haste. Lockjaw Snapper is a 2/2 for 4 and has wither, and when it comes into play, when it's put into a graveyard from play, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature with a -1/-1 counter on it. Then we got the Lurebound Scarecrow, so a 4/4 for 3. Mirror Entity is a 1/1 for 3 changeling and buffs up creatures like F. The Moon Glove Changeling is a 2/2 for 3 with Death Touch. Moth Dust Changeling, and changeling, untap target creature with gains flying. Painter's Servant is a 1/3 for 2. Comes into play, choose a color. All cards that aren't in play, spells, and permanents are the chosen color in addition to those other colors. Then we got Pilipala, which is a 1/1 for 2 scarecrow with flying, and add mana to your mana pool. Reaper King, we already went over. Scarecrow, which is a 1/2 for 3, 1, sacrifice Scarecrow, draw a card, and 4 untap, return target artifact creature card from your graveyard to play. So, can seriously bring all your Scarecrows back. Scuttlemutt is a 2/2 for 3. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool and gains color of your choice. Shapeshare is a 1/1 for 2 shapeshifter changeling with, becomes a copy. Skeletal Changeling, once again, 1/1 for 2 with Regenerate. Taurian Mauler is a 2/2 for 3 with +1/+1. Warspike Changeling is a 3/3 for 4 with First Strike. And Wicker Warcrawler is a 6/6 for 5 with 5/-1/1 counters. Well, not 5, I mean, sorry. Every time it attacks, it gets a -1 counter. So, the deck overall, I'm not done explaining, is approximately $183. So honestly, it's not that expensive of a deck for thinking that there's 100 cards. But anyway, we have Cultivate, which allows us to get basic lands. Day of Judgment destroys creatures. Diabolic Tutor allows us to search our deck for cards. Explosive Vegetation allows us to search for more lands. Flicker removes target non-permanents from the game. Genesis Wave allows us to play certain cards. Growth Spasm allows us to create tokens and mana. Journey of Discovery allows us to search for lands or play extra lands. Kadama's Reach allows us to once again look for lands. Life's Finale destroys all creatures. Rampant Growth, land. Yeah, you will be looking for a lot of land due to the fact that your deck is so widely, I guess it's a huge variety in colors. Rise from the Grave allows us to bring our cards back, but it also becomes a black zombie. Rite of Replication has kicker and we can create tokens. And Shard Convergence, which allows us to look for plains, island, swamp, and mountain cards, which personally is actually a really good card. Anyways, our artifacts are the Cloud Key, which allows us to, play certain types of cards. Cloudstorm Curio is whenever a non-artifact permanent comes into play under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. So remember, you can seriously, when you copy other cards with your changelings, you can use this, and it can force your opponent to lose cards. Coat of Arms, +1/+1 for every creature of that type. Darksteel Ignite is mana. Door of Destinies can allow us to get +1/+1 counters. Kaleidostone, once again, adds lots of mana to your mana pool. Mind Stone, mana and draw a card. Obelisk of Alara, bunch of different abilities, either draw, gain life, -2/2, deals 3 damage or gain +4. And Semblance Anvil, which has imprint and spells that share the same type as an exiled card, costs 2 less to cast, which is once again really good. Didn't even realize this was in this set because I've never honestly got it. Our enchantments, Cover of Darkness. Yeah, okay, it is Cover. I thought it's a Cower. Creatures of the chosen type have fear. Maelstrom Nexus. Well, this thing just destroys everything with Cascade. Oblivion Ring, exile. Prismatic Omen, become every land in addition to their type. Then in our instances, we have Blades of Veilsvel, or Velsvel, which is Tribal Instant Shapeshifter. Crib Swap, which is, Changeling, and its controller puts a 1/1 Changeling token. Ghostway, remove cards from the game. Each creature you control from the game, return those creatures to control into the... I don't know, it's just to get rid of your creatures for the turn. Otherworld Journey, Wings of Velasvel. And then our lands include Ancient Ziggurat, Evolving Wilds, Exotic Orchard, 10 forests, 5 islands, Mirrodin Core, 5 mountains, 1 Mystifying Maze, 5 plains, Reflective Pool, Rupture Spire, 5 swamps, and Tendo Ice Bridge. So, tell me what you guys think of my personal favorite EDH deck. I personally think it is great. A little costly, but it is fun to use, and I hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech. Please stay tuned for more Magic the Gathering videos, and this is Canadian MTG signing off.